Freddie. I thought it was Fred. What's the soccer Freddie? What's his name?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I do know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
TST, the soccer tournament underway from Cary, North Carolina. $1 million prize to the winning side at the end of the weekend. The latest game from the opening round of group play. Two teams united in Group D. Far East United, West Ham United, ready to get going here from North Carolina. Hi there, Jason Knapp here. Glad to have you back with us alongside Warren Barton. Well, we've seen the action unfold here in this first of its kind 7-on-side tournament. Again, smaller pitch, smaller goals, that big prize there of $1 million to the winning team, and every game, Warren, ending on a goal.
It's quite magnificent. I mean, the first games we've had has been very competitive. There's been a high level of quality that's shown out there. Great goalkeeping, great attack. There's been goals. The fans have been involved. And this should be the same type of game. West Ham, a lot of these players will be household names for some of the fans out there. A little bit of the unknown with the opposition. But when you talk about the likes of West Ham, Wolves that are here, you know, you have the big teams that are coming here. Borussia Dortmund, what we've seen, as well as the US international teams like Clint Dempsey's going to be out here. And obviously Mia Hamm and the US national team with the women.
Well, a lot of stars of the sport, and here in this game, again, talking about legends like those from West Ham of the Premier League, and they've got some guys that log some big time and big moments for this program here on this pitch today.
Oh, no doubt. When you look at Carlton Cole that's been there, seeing Jack Collinson that's been there, Martin's the goalkeeper, Marvin Harewood, there's Anton Ferdinand, the list goes on and on and on. Jarvis is there, so they'll be competitive. You've got Lewis Ball-Malte as well, who's one of the assistant coaches at Fulham in the Premier League, so there's a lot of talented players there, and there's a lot of winners that want to go out there and perform well. Their pride will kick in. Yes, it'll be fun. Yes, it'll be exciting for them, but they want to come out here and win and perform well.
On the other side, Far East United, made up of a ton of talent that have playing ties to Southeast Asia. They've made the trek all the way across the globe here to the U.S., and they're ready to make their mark.
Yeah, and that's what's so fascinating about this. You know, you've got teams that are local, want to do well, teams from the Premier League, and teams that are all over here. But don't forget, it's $1 million prize money. So they're not coming here just to make out the numbers and get a few selfies. They want to go out, they want to perform well. There's going to be talented players, a little bit of the unknown. but that's what we've experienced in the first game and going forward, and that's what makes it so much fun to watch.
Teams on the pitch. Far East United, West Ham United, ready to roll. Another game from TST coming up.
Number 31, Jack Palaces. Number 5, Anton Ferdinand. Number 27, Hero Miles. Number 10, Martin Harewood. Number 41, Zayvon Hines. Number 7, Matt Jarvis. Number 1, David Martin. Number 2, Tyrone Mears. 17, Hayden Mullins. 24, Frank Newell. 28, Kyler Reed. Number 9, Ricardo Basti. 23, Jimmy Walker. Number 22, Elliot Ward. And number 63, Archie Woods. TST rules are as follows. There is no slide tackling, no offsides, and you play 2 20-minute halves, followed by target score time. At the end of the second half, we set a target score by adding 1 to the leading team's goal count. The first team to reach that target score will be our winner. During target score time, a player will be removed from each side every 5 minutes. We are set to go with Far East United and West Ham.
The soccer tournament, 7-on-7, 20-minute halves, no offsides, no throw-ins. We've got kick-ins, unlimited subs on the fly. Every game ends with a goal and target score time. We'll explain more about that as we roll along. A look at the UFOS starting lineups again. A lot of those legends there for West Ham and some young up-and-coming academy players as well. And then stars from the Far East, including Safi Saleh, legend in the Malaysian Super League. As we're underway, the familiar colors of West Ham, the all-whites here for Far East United. Again, first of 2 20-minute halves. Again, that target score will be set at the end of 40 minutes of regulation. 1 goal added to the score of the leading team.
Yeah, it's a good start by West Ham. Oh, they're getting on the end of it. Don't be surprised. Obviously, with West Ham, their academy has been built on the West Ham way, which is playing soccer, which will suit a lot of their players on this smaller field, more on the technical side. They're not. The academy's been used on bringing players in that want to keep hold of the ball, want to have good possession, but they will go into the striker, whether it's Marvin or whether it's going to be Carlton Cole. They've got someone to play off of, like a point guard where you can play little pick and rolls off of him. So that's what they're going to do a lot. Oof.
There you see.
Tackle.
Big man there.
Didn't take long.
Harewood going down. No slide tackles here, but foot tackle. Clearly legal and a nice play. As we look to see Far East United be interesting again. Both of these teams in the feeling out process. Their first time playing with these rules. Their first of 3 games in group play. 8 groups of 4 teams. Top 2 in each group will make it through to the knockout rounds. But West Ham coming through, kind of a full-scale work for them, try to figure out how they're going to play. And it was pretty relaxed at Far East United's training yesterday. They had a 5-day training camp in Las Vegas. Part for vacation
I'd like to
for
be
a
on
lot
that
of these
training
players
camp. That seems
to come across the globe, but also
that I want to be involved in.
Yeah, got a lot of their work in, too, ahead of time before
Yeah,
coming
of course
here.
they did. Is that what they told you?
We'll see if their luck comes up right here in North Carolina. Dispossessed. Breaking back. Archie Woods, again, young up-and-comer. Time of the West Ham U21 club for the 19-year-old. Again, that quick kick in on the fly.
Jarvis there with a nice little bit of thinking. Just to whip it in a little bit earlier. They've had a good start. They've retained the ball well. West Ham, they've keep the game alive. Forest United, like you said, I think they're just getting used to each other, let alone the system and how it is. So, play on, referee. And now another one. Play on, ref. Oh, play the advantage. He's got the advantage, ref.
Yeah, Alexis Ferreira with the call. That's Archie Woods down. Get the 19-year-old prospect there for West Ham United.
There's one or two tackles as he's played in. He sees him coming. The referee's in a good position. But if he just lets it go a second, West Ham have got a bit of an opportunity. But Woods is someone that they can play off of. If Ward gets the ball, Tyrone Mings at the back. They can play off of him and then go nice and wide. Look how Jarvis has kept his width, which allows the centre forward just to be isolated. Try and get the ball into the middle. That's nice.
Good touch wide. Ball centrally. Can't get the shot off in time. Woods running out of space. Deflected out. Will be a corner here for West Ham.
Yeah, and I think with West Ham as well in the Premier League, doing with David Moyes staying up this season, they look to build. They was in Europa as well, got that competition coming along. Declan Rice is their superstar player. So again, a bit like Dortmund, when you're playing for a club like West Ham, Wolves, you know, there's big expectation. And some of these players have played at the highest level. There's one coming on, Luis Bournemouth, played for Portugal. They've got talented players right the way throughout their roster.
Saw that chance for Elliott Ward. Now another one for Woods, played on. Shot attempt there. Deflected back through. Matt Jarvis, over 400 appearances in his pro career, including a multi-year stretch with West Ham. Plays the corner quickly.
West Ham have come here for business. They've not come here to have a little bit of fun and get to know each other. They've got some players that want to express themselves, but also they've got some winners.
Oh, first break chance here for Far East, and a shot there. Cranked, and that one didn't miss by much. Solly had a clean look.
Just opening up his body, a good counter-attacking play, and that's how they're going to play Forest United. And he's just trying to whip that in against Martin to that far side, but just gets underneath. You see how he's leaning back? It's like one of my golf shots. You lean back too high and it goes high and wide.
Shane Malcolm with an initial push-up. A guy that played college soccer here in North Carolina at High Point, various pro spots. Been a member of the Guam national team for the last decade.
Great facilities as well. You know, the surface is excellent. They had a lacrosse tournament here not too long ago, but it looks magnificent.
Airwood trying to latch onto it. Counter opportunity Far East. Malcolm, patient, playing it back. That one slid wide.
Yeah, although West Ham have had a lot of possession, it's Far East United that have had the better chances. That's another gilt-edged chance. Again, just trying to pass that into the corner, but they've got the freedom, particularly the midfield three of Far East United, of when they break with numbers and keep the two defenders back to make sure a little bit of cover's there.
That was a chance for Alex Cazares, 35-year-old. Been on some championship sides in the indoor league, MASL. So we've got some indoor players Far East has picked up. We'll see them scattered across some of the squads here in TST. And intrigued whether guys used to playing in tighter spaces are more effective in this format. Yeah,
one of the Soccers is Craig Charles, the legend of the indoor soccer game, to be around. It's a totally different game, you know. Anton Ferdinand has come on, another player that's well represented for West Ham and come through the ranks with his brother, obviously Rio Ferdinand, and that identity that comes through with West Ham about passing the ball.
Woods there for Hines.
Another tackle for him.
He's down. Whistle. Free kick West Ham. And you'll see scores flashing up from some of the other games going on here around the competition. You look at Kenny Brown, assistant manager for this group, kind of orchestrating things at their training. Tom Skinner is listed as the head coach of this group, a guy known for his appearance on The Apprentice UK, social media, TV personality.
The target.
Big blast into the wall. Woods will go back centrally. Extra touch, deflected out. It'll it along here to Far East. Just about 8 minutes deep into the first of our two 20-minute halves. At the end of the 40 minutes, target score will be set. That number will loom as the goal for each of these teams to get to. And if one team's up 2-0, target score becomes 3. First team to get to 3 wins the match.
Yeah, the Far East United, they're playing a low tempo game. You know, they're trying to pass, and when they go in that final third, then they go a little bit explosive. But that's quite comfortable for West Ham. No one's really making a run in behind. You can be offside. You know, it's totally different to what a lot of these players are used to. You know, you're not used to running offside because you think the flag's going to go up, so you're timing your run. Here, you can play deep and stretch the field.
Jason Cunliffe with a touch. I played college soccer at Santa Clara. Played in Guam as a pro for a long time and with the Guam national team. I played back to him.
You said about the coach of Brown. He was an ex-player as well, so he knows the club and knows the identity as well. It's great when I see these players. I haven't seen them for a long while, and then when I go and see and chat to them, is that really you? Is it the same person?
Well, it's been fun to walk around training. Not only are players that haven't seen each other getting reunited and reliving some of those old things, but players seeing other guys on other teams that they've known.
And that's the thing you miss as an ex-player, you know, and any sportsman. It's not necessarily. Let's come back here. What a
chance
save
there! Rebound attempt goes high.
Well, Martin, excellent save down low, and then Ferdinand reacts very, very quickly to get across because it bounces up. Good possession. As I said, they keep hold of it, and then once they get in the final third, clever little shot there. But watch Ferdinand come along. Martin, this is a great save because it's low. He has to get down low through legs, and then Ferdinand comes across and just blocks it out.
Malcolm with the first attempt. Quality stop from Martin. And the second from Sali. Deflected away. Near side. That one off the bar. Martin got a piece deflected back out. And Far East United looking ultra dangerous. Another chance goes high.
Yeah, well, West Ham started the game very well. They were very positive, but whether it's the substitutions or the tempo of the game has started up, but the Far East United have done well. That's one very fortunate, Martin, that it didn't bounce into the back of the net. Hits off that post and then just skims off the back of his leg, and again West Ham defender to clear it off the lines. But there's your wake-up call for West Ham. As I said, started the game well, but now all of a sudden there's a little bit more tempo and a little bit more urgency from the Far East United. They've been caught wanting a little bit.
Felipe Sousa.
But Jason, just going back to seeing some of the old players as well, is that, you know, it's not necessarily the games you miss, it's the training, the fun, it's the banter, as they say, of having fun, reconnecting with people. And I think any athlete, that's the thing they really miss, is in the locker room and a little bit of fun that goes with it.
Yeah, they'll have new war stories to tell from their time here at TST. Chance here for West Ham. Played wide for Jarvis. Touch there from Frank Noble.
Oh, good movement.
Nice leave off. Far East playing it back.
Nice little atmosphere as well. The stadiums are getting full. People are coming in. They're walking around the complex looking at other games, but this seems to be the main event at the moment. Jarvis being involved. A real mixture of people coming along, but what a great occasion for someone in this region to come and spend a day.
And each of the 32 teams getting in group play today with a couple of games. Then final game of the trio of group games for all of these sides coming tomorrow. And we'll get to the knockout rounds. Eventually working our way down to the two championship participants on Saturday playing for the $1 million. Runner-up gets nothing, like all these other teams playing for that $1 million take-all prize.
And I think it is that first game, you know, not in this type of tournament, but whenever you play, just get the first touch, first game out of the way, feel composed, and then I think we're going to see, as the games go on, the quality, the goal ratio will go up.
See Matt Holland, coach of this Far East squad, coaches in Southeast Asia, orchestrating his team here. Getting in after weathering that initial storm from West Ham. They have settled in and had the more dangerous of chances.
There's another tackle coming in. That good possession now. You know, they're keeping the ball well, spacing it out. They've adapted to maybe the system a little bit quicker. As I said, West Ham started it very well. Marvin Harewood was their main focal point, their main striker, and they could play off of him, but he's having a rest at the moment.
Saw Anton Ferdinand there, said get those juices flowing, the competitive edge back for him. Said his 5th year retired now, restart.
I'll remind him at half-time if their juices are still flowing then when he keeps chasing that forward around.
Gio Rodriguez playing it at his feet. Again, guy with futsal experience in Mexico. That 5-on-5 aside, played on the hard floors. See how that translates to this format here in TST.
And that's what you've got, you know. Oh, good save again. But you've got like indoor soccer, you've got futsal players, you've got a real wide range. You've got a basketball legend, Hall of Famer that's going to be Steve Nash involved. So a football player, John Kocinko. So it's all. But definitely the indoor players have got a little bit of a advantage because it's that technical side. It's the player move. And as I said, when you said Ferdinand's been out of the game 5 years, that's what you miss, that power, being able to move, going left to right and keep changing direction.
As far as he keeps generating shots. Corner coming.
We'll have to do well
Caceres to
Martin.
take it.
Martin's a good keeper.
Shot denied in front of the goal. Down the side, taken down. Foul coming. Kyle Reed, another West Ham alum.
Yeah, the West Ham bench jump up. That's getting you the juices flowing to get a bit of aggression in the game. But no doubt with West Ham, just need to step it up a little bit. They're inviting too much pressure. And I always think in these games, we see it last game, you know, the first goal is the most important game. It sort of gives you that belief that you can go on, gives you that confidence.
Noble. Written off.
Can't give the ball away.
Sousa ahead, ridden down by Reed. And could this be a yellow?
Card,
and we've got a booking.
I think Jarvis just asking, what about that foul up there? That wasn't a card, but this one was a bit more cynical. He got caught the wrong side, and then once I don't think the referee had any hesitation. A good thing again, look, he gets in front of him. Now you've either got to let him go or you foul him, and the referee had no alternative. Because if not, it's one against Ferdinand. You fancy he might be able to come inside. So once an attacker goes across the defender, you've either got to back off and let him run through, or you just take him down, and unfortunately then you end up in the referee's notebook. But again, in front of the goalkeeper, they're trying to give a little bit of distraction for him. Woods, the West Ham player, just marking him.
Set in front. Didn't miss by much. Far East United with another opportunity. Masaki Watanabe, veteran of the J-League and Malaysia Soccer League for multiple clubs, with a good look.
Well, they thought it was a little bit of a deflection or even a handball. He's pulling his arm away, but referee just lets the game go on.
That was Mears who was closest to it, pulled away, and now this pass centrally for Martin. Under 4 minutes left to go here, opening half. And 20 more minutes to come in half number 2 before we set the target score. Right now, potentially trending towards a tie at this juncture, looking for our first group game for both here in the debut of TST. Woods not pleased with that.
Yeah, they just feel West Ham players that a couple of the decisions haven't gone their way. Ask the referee, and for the Far East players as well, to play against some of these players is obviously a dream. They've played against good quality, but you're talking about Premier League players that, 200, 300, 400 games in their career. You said with Jarvis, Lewis Bilmote played at a high level, Anton Ferdinand, Carlton Cole. These are players that have played at a high level, played against some of the best players in the world, and for them to have this experience to go on there. So that excitement and that energy will be there earlier on. You just wonder in the second half how that materialises. It's an easy giveaway.
Pick near midfield. Reed. Ridden out.
Good defending. Just got his body there and just eased him out. Was never going to get the ball. Used his experience, just bodied him out. Slid it out a little bit.
36-year-old Watanabe with a heady play. And another 36-year-old Rodriguez triggering the goal kick here for Far East.
If you're going to press, you've got to press together. You can't go one-on-one because you're going to get picked off. That's a good recovery run, but now they're a little bit short.
Deflected front, picked up. Edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, just looking at the West Ham bench, they all stand up, a bit of a frown on their. I think there's a few nerves. That's why they're encouraging each other, because they know they're in a game. You know, they know they're playing against players that are maybe a little bit more fitter, a little bit more mobile. I hate to say it, but a little bit younger as well.
Yeah,
so.
and guys still in their playing prime for a lot of the Far East players. You know, some of the other guys have been spectating here for a couple of years or more. And that mix too with some young up-and-comers from West Ham in the mix.
Now you've got to go. Now take the advantage now where you're one-on-one.
Noble, takeaway. In transit the other way.
He needs a bit of support though, that's his problem. He needs someone to get up there and help him, and you can see now the white shirts are getting back. That's the thing with a team like West Ham. When they do go forward, you've got to make that extra run, that little bit of energy that you might have to assert to get forward to help your teammate out. You know you've got cover at the back. You know you've got experience with the keeper, and whether it's Ferdinand or Ward at the back, they're experienced enough to see the game out.
Final 30-second stretch here.
Wow, that's flown by.
On the corner. Chip back post. Bullet there on the half volley from Reed, but couldn't put it on target.
Yeah, maybe didn't shape up well enough. He was straight onto the ball when it was delivered to him. If he can just open his body up a little bit, then he may be able to get it on target. But I think Far East United will be much happier with the last 10 minutes, the way that they've played. Never going to score from there.
Tough angle from Sousa. Out of play and out of time here, opening half. Scoreless draw for Far East United and West Ham United thus far. But we know it won't end that way. Every game ends on a goal here in TST. So we guarantee scoring here coming up. Second half on tap when we return from North Carolina.
Check out visitraleigh.com for all the info you'll need to enjoy your time here in the area. Renegade Jeep is thrilled to be a part of TST because, like us, this tournament is exciting and different. This out and take advantage of the special 20% discount on all Renegade Be sure to check out the soccer.com merchandise tent located on site here near the event.
Recovery footwear of TST. The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally.
All of your official TST and team apparel. North Carolina FC Youth is proud to have current and former coaches, players, and staff participating in TST. Visit ncfcuyouth.com to learn more about soccer programs for kids of all ages and abilities.
The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally of TST. Do it right. By Aviation American Gin, the official gin of TST. And by UFOS, the official active recovery footwear of TST. NBA legend Chris Paul moonlighting as a goalkeeper for his kids, we believe, right now, having some fun here, checking out the action at the inaugural the soccer tournament TST here. Far East United, West Ham United, our latest feature game, scoreless draw here at halftime.
His son's got a sweet left foot, by the way. He smacked about 4 in the top corner. Chris is obviously better at basketball than in goal, though.
Well, again, we've got 8 groups of 4 teams here. Group E has some interesting team dynamics, especially when you consider what Wrexham has done across the sports landscape.
That's the group of death, I think, that is. Como got Cesc Fabregas involved. You've got Wrexham coming here with all the hype, and the women's national team is littered with stars, not only on the field, but also on their bench as well. So, Mia Hamm involved, you know.
And you know that U.S. women's team, the pride from their success at the Olympics and in World Cups, and Heather O'Reilly talking about, hey, we're not afraid to play against the guys here this week.
And this summer they're going back for another World Cup. It's back to back to back to win the World Cup. So there you go from the women's side.
Yeah, can't wait to see the women make their debut coming up here a little bit later on. All part of the action here of this charged weekend that is TST. Second half of our game coming up. The soccer tournament is brought to you by Ally, proud ally of TST. Do it right. By Aviation American Gin, the official gin of TST. And by UFOS, the official active recovery footwear of TST. Here in Cary, North Carolina, it is a soccer lover's dream here, with all the action throughout the weekend, trying to figure out which team's going to claim the $1 million winner-take-all prize. Scoreless here between Far East United, West Ham United. But again, we guaranteed it won't end that way. Here's why. At the end of our 40 minutes of regulation, we set a target score. It's the leading team score +1. If we're tied, essentially, next goal wins. First team to the target score takes the match. But if we take time to get there, Warren, what we saw earlier was we were tied after 5 minutes. They take a player off the pitch on each team. And we'll keep doing that essentially until we got down to 1v1. We don't think it'll get to that point.
I'd like to see it once, though. I think to be the last player out there, last one standing.
Could be rather unique. We'll see how these teams go about getting to the goal again. This follows the concept of the basketball tournament, which had its Elam ending where you hit a target scored, avoided in basketball, the fouling at the end of the games when one team was up, the other team really never could have a chance to come back. Same here in soccer. There will be no holding of the ball, wasting time in the corners, just playing defensive strategy. Every game's going to end on a goal and the celebration that comes with it. Far East, again, dangerous in that midsection of that opening half, and then West Ham had a couple of opportunities latter stages of the half. And here, crack from distance, blocked in front by Keenan Forson, 21-year-old with experience for West Ham and their developmental teams like the U23s. David Martin with instructions there. It was funny, at training yesterday, talking to him about being in net, what's the biggest difference? Is it the angles? He said some of it's dealing with guys that normally, if they're offsides, they don't have to worry about them. Now you got to worry about everybody.
Being in front of them, being in their eye line, having to communicate to his back line that someone's running behind. There's a lot of things that go on for a goalkeeper. You can hear him now saying, step up, step up. If you're stepping up, you're leaving a little bit of a gap behind.
Runners.
Noble plays wide for Hines. And sliding back there, Sousa with the foul.
And that's the question again. If there was a booking earlier, why is there one not now? So,
and for the record, they will track yellow cards in the group stage. If you get 3 throughout your 3 games in group stage, you would miss the first game of the knockout round. Again, something to track. Again, Reed with one earlier. Opportunities continue.
Good goalkeeping again, a little bit high with the touch and looking to do the overhead kick, the bicycle kick, but good commanding goalkeeper. Comes out early, takes the ball. Again, that's great for a defender that you see that happening.
Sousa with the grass stain on his shoulder coming out to the bench. Again, the freewheeling substitutions. Players have to wait till the other players come off center of the pitch before they can enter. But again, you can do that on the fly, unlimited. And see how teams decide to do it. Talking to some of the coaches, not quite sure. Would you do it by groups? Would you have lines like you might in the sport of hockey?
Hockey, yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that we see earlier with Indiana. They had a great understanding of when to use their subs, when to come on. Dortmund wasn't too sure when to do it, how to do it. And don't be surprised if this is a little bit of the tempo. The sun's starting to kick out now. It's a little hot here for the players. You're going to 1 of 3 games, so you have to try and pace yourself. Bit of strategy here, just keeping the ball. Martins has come out of his area to be a keeper sweeper as well to help out.
Oh, nice little build-up, wasted there. Through ball from Mears, off target, trying to find Noble. And that's another key piece. Your netminder for a lot of these teams going to be more involved offensively to help facilitate things.
Yeah, but he can come out and be the extra player. He can make that balance of numbers to come forward. We've seen teams play 3 at the back, like we did with Dortmund. Now we've seen 2 at the back.
Nice lead feed there. Centering ball deflected. That's Malcolm, who's looked pretty dangerous for Far East United whenever he's had a touch.
I think he should have had a shot earlier. As the ball rolled across, then take that opportunity.
Yes, Dave, you don't want it.
West Ham at the moment just can't get any rhythm in their play. They're patient with their build-up. Lewis Ballmotor on the ball now. Portuguese player at Fulham now as a coach. Played against him a number of times. He gets his head up, pull it back.
Luis Ballmotor, nice work along the end line. Noble trying to slide it across. Couldn't make the connection. Good touch from Forson. In front, back heel. Forson plays it back. Opportunity far post. Couldn't put it on frame.
This is where they may get caught out, West Ham. This is the transition where if they don't get back quick enough, they might get caught out. That's good defending from Anton Ferdinand. Just any defender out there, you make it easy for an attacker when you dive in, when you try and win the ball. Just be patient, just stay on your feet. That's why the defensive players get the big bucks. Let them beat you. You stay on your feet, you do your job, and then it's up to them to beat you. Sometimes defending, beat yourself because you dive in, you try and win it, you try and win the ball when it's not there to be won. Just be patient.
Man on. Come on, ref.
A little over 5 minutes into our second half. Still seeking goal number 1.
Hey!
Game 1 in group play here in Group D for both of these teams.
One more.
I mean, we see these group of players watching the first game. I think there's a lot of respect for. That's a good effort. For the game in general, about the rules and how to play and the system and the size of the field and the rules and everything, but also the opposition, who you're playing against. West Ham have got big names, big personalities that are playing, and for the West Ham players, it's that little bit of the unknown, and you think, well, okay, he's obviously a decent player, he's played at this level, may not know his name, but you know that they've played at a level, and whether it's indoor, whether it's futsal, whether it's playing at a national level, you're playing against some good players, so there's that mutual respect that you're getting from both group of players at the moment.
Good balance there for Hines, trying to keep it alive.
I think the referee was trying to play a little bit of an advantage. That's good work rate as well from Lewis Bormo to get him back.
Martin, craftiness there. West Ham under pressure in the corner. Far East United, pressure paying off. Will it lead to the chance? In front.
Good tackle.
Quality tackle inside the box.
Now it's getting a bit spicy. Now there's a little bit more urgency about the play. There's a little bit more determination by both group of players.
Ebol Morte saving that. Normally you'd be like, hey, I salvaged a throw-in. You didn't. You have a kick here from the side. Essentially, this is a just different angle corner.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you kick it out and think, oh, okay, we can get up the field. But no, you can't. You know the ball's coming flying back in.
Noble with a run.
Kick out.
Hines. And the pass.
Give the ball away that cheaply.
Yeah, read well and maybe a bit telegraphed.
Make it. Back off, Chamber.
They're running, you're in. Oh, should have let the ball run.
Forson with the steal. Noble kicks it back. Save Rodriguez.
But look at the white shirts getting back. Look at the energy that they're putting into the game. They're the ones hustling back. Noble gets the ball and he's got 3 white shirts closing him down. Maybe earlier on could have took that chance, but the goalkeeper Gonzalez come out and smother the ball.
Caceres and company staying pretty organized there in the back. Shot pinging around. A little confusion there. Now Sousa going to slide it to the side and work back for Rodriguez.
That's what I think, just a little bit of pressure. The West Ham players just lifted it up. It started with Lewis Bormo on the left-hand side, a little bit of trickery.
Hey, no middle. No
The
middle.
Far East United player just got a little bit raffled by that and a little bit uncertain about what they're doing.
Morte trying to lock down Sousa on the near side.
He's probably saying that, please don't keep running past me, just be nice to me.
Yeah, you're trying to...
I've got people watching.
Yeah, the 45-year-old trying to tell the 27-year-old, take it a little easy.
Don't stop running past me. Big Carlton Cole's come on, number 12 down the middle. I can safely say he's not going to run the channels, but he will be able to hold the ball up.
Cole started his career with Chelsea, stints with Wolves, Charlton Athletic, Aston Villa, then 7-year stretch with West Ham, including 59 goals for the club. You talk about that target, trying to set up shop just outside the box.
Yeah, he's just trying to pin the forward, the centre half, and then pin the defender so he can get it and maybe turn or bring other people into the game. This is it, what he wants.
Using that size.
There you go.
Pulled the trigger, but it's so congested there in the box.
Well, when it goes into him, you've got to leave him. Don't. Oh.
Playing far side, dangerous ball across from Malcolm. And Sousa, again, who has been flying at both ends of the field, airborne there to try to make the connection.
Yeah, but look who gets back as well and helps out. Lewis Bormo just in the back of the screen, just gets a little bit of contact. If he gets in the ball. They've had a good battle then too.
Go right. Just stay in the middle.
30 minutes here without a goal.
Jaco, your left.
You didn't know what to expect from some of these games. Again, with the new rules, new format, teams that don't know anything about one another. Can you envision in this day and age, Warren, getting ready to play a team and not having any tape to scout on?
Have any stats on it and bring it in. And that's what this competition will be about. It's the unknown. It's the unlikelihood of a team that's been put together that could go in and win $1 million, or there's a team that's been assembled to win $1 million. So you're going to have teams that can go out there and just perform and have some fun, teams that go under the radar but will grow into this tournament, and teams that are prepared to come here. We've seen, you know, Coma that have got their own training staff, physios, etc., etc. So they've come to mean business. We know with the women's national team, they're going to come out here, play with full of energy and quality. Clint Dempsey's got a team, Jimmy Conrad and DeMarcus they're also involved. Charlotte, you know, it's wonderful to see.
So many options for these teams. And left on the side, Tyler John with a touch.
And this is what I thought a lot of the first game was going to be. I know we see earlier on the team blow someone out 5-2, but this is what I thought a lot of them would be. Just trying to find their feet, trying to see the first game, seeing where they are going to stand on the field. What a save again. Nice height, but a good save. Push it away from danger. You know, just trying to find their feet of where they are.
You have to be careful.
Interesting right now. On the field for Far East, you've got at least 4 players with major indoor experience right now. So playing that short-sided game that they're used to playing in the indoor game, trying that tight control passing to see if they can potentially pick West Ham United apart.
Yeah, and it's they're rotating when they're doing it as well. Like one player will go in, the other go outside, like this.
Know the angles well, and it leads to the goal.
That's the indoor goal. You know, play, move, third man running, take your chance. And there's no surprise the shot went low. You know, we said about the goal, we said about how it would be.
Tyler John able to smash that home. Again, plenty of experience in the indoor game right now with Tacoma. Gets the first of this one.
Yeah, but it's that third man running. Play it wide. He's already made his run, and the West Ham player is ball watching. So he's watching the ball. He's already made his run, knowing that the pass is coming. It's knowing this 7v7 system or 5v5 or however they're normally playing. Some of the West Ham players are playing it 11v11. It's not like that. You know, you're going to have to play short. Inside football, one moves, you create his space. We talk about when Carlton Cole gets the ball, there's too many people around him.
Oh, Forson, good work there. But not able to save it. Will get knocked out. And again, quick kick in here for West Ham.
But you know, it might only be a few minutes left, 7 minutes left. You're not out of the game because you know it's going to go to a rule-in. But if they can keep it 1-0, they still fancy their chances, West Ham. It's when it gets to 2-3, that when it goes to that rule-in, that you think it's going to be hard to climb that mountain. But you've still got a chance. You know, you're not out of the game.
Forson. Edge of the box. Hines with a crack, and that one pulled wide.
That is my brief. If I get a wide player, it would just be shift it, hit it hard. You can't have touch after touch because defenders get back. We said about it, you're too congested. If you get the ball out wide and you're one-on-one, take your opponent on quickly and get your shot off. Now, whether it's a shot or a cross, it doesn't really matter. Because you might get one of your teammates at the end, or you might get a defender put it into the back of the net.
Again, the genesis of this soccer tournament, TST, Mike Volt, Henry Tembo, soccer players, fans, they reached out to the CEO of the basketball tournament, John Muger, and suggested a soccer tournament. The idea formed. They've worked on it last couple of years to kind of formulate the concept, but they ran test games, Warren, and the idea was early on what we've seen here, teams didn't know each other, kind of played tight, and then things started to open up, and as the game progressed, all of a sudden the shooting got more and more because they realized in the tight spaces, there's not a lot of time to get shots off.
Yeah, and also like Anton Ferguson, once you get going, you get playing, that competitive edge, you know, that you want to play, you want to win well, people start taking a chance, they start going forward, you're starting to show the skills, you're starting to show the understanding of the game. You know, players pick things up quickly.
And interesting, too, to see how teams play in a one-goal game down the stretch of regulation. Normally, you'd be ultra-pressing here to get the equalizer, but you know now that you'll have time in target score time to potentially get 2. You don't have to force anything here either.
Yeah, and you don't get picked off. You know, you're normally essential to say, okay, let's take a defender off and push another forward up, or let's go and press the ball with Carlton Cole. You don't need to do that. And also the opposition know that as well. They know the game's not over, so you think, well, may as well get another one and try and make it hard work.
They may get one right here, and they will.
And we got a knee slide.
Right down the pike. Felipe Sousa smacking it home. 2-0 Far East United.
Yeah, he's been really lively in this game. You know, we said about the combination he had with Luis Bormote and the playing against him. But it's that give and go and that third man running. Here's the ball. The ball's already played in. Now he's gone. He wants the ball back and he tucks it in. You know, people are making runs, taking defenders away, creates the space for him. Watch now. Movement goes in. They attract people like Jarvis towards the ball and then they can tuck the ball into the back of the net. Good team goal again. The first one was very well put together. You spoke about how they've been training and getting to know each other. The philosophy of playing and moving doesn't change too much. Or it could have been that pre-season in Vegas that could have helped them out, bonded the team together. I might look into that if I can get my over 50s out there.
Quality idea. Jason Cunliffe.
I'm not sure whether it'll fly at home, but we'll see how it goes.
Nice assist on the setup there for the put away from Sousa, again, who's been bursting all over the pitch. Collection there from Rodriguez.
But what you don't want to do now if you're West Ham is make it 3-0. You know, you're still in the game.
And there is 3-0.
What a finish. Look at the bench jumping. Look at what it means to these players. You know, it's not just another game. And Anton Fernandes is being patient, trying to hold it up, but Martin comes out and that little flick of the outside. Look what it means to the bench, the players, everybody's engaged, involved. I'm not too sure about the celebration, but enjoy yourself while you can. He gets in one-on-one. One-on-one, shifts it, and then he takes it early. As Martin comes out, he can't even get set, Martin, the keeper, because he just takes it, that little outside of the foot. Again, it's that indoor stuff. They understand, little futsal, little outside of the foot, pokes it into a goal net.
Safi Saleh, again, 39-year-old legend of the Malaysian Super League with a handful of clubs, displaying some deft touch there to get the third. And suddenly, West Ham's thinking, all right, we'll go into target score time, only needing 2 to maybe come back and win. Now the task at hand is a lot more.
Reorganize.
Yeah, a little bit like with Dortmund. They need a goal quickly before the end of this half, just to give them some, it's more belief than anything else. You know, a lot of these players, as we said, have played at a high level, but you still, you know, you're up against a team that retain the ball very well. It's a yellow card.
Watanabe will pick up a yellow.
See Marlon Harewood's reaction. He wasn't too happy about the contact. He laid the ball off and then it was just that follow through there, just that one that clipped his heel, and then see how he lifted his foot up as well, just to make sure. Like any good defender, you make out you touch the ball, but you never got anywhere near it.
And again, no slide tackling here in this format. So free kick for West Ham. Blasted home.
And through the wall, the keeper's angry with his wall, but Marlon Harewood there's a bit of anger in that shot, to be honest with you.
West Ham on the board.
He's upset with a sliding tackle and a little bit of contact that he got, but just went with pure power. But the wall doesn't do its job. Stand strong, stand big. They lift their leg, they turn their side, and it's just enough for the ball to squeak into the back of the net. Just take it on your shins. Don't try and turn your side.
We talk about power versus precision. Sometimes power wins, and enough from Harewood to blast through
when
the
it's
wall.
a smaller goal, you can't. It's, you know, when there's bigger areas, you can try and find that top corner, and like we've seen with Messi in the world and Ronaldo, when they can find that top corner. But when it's so small and condensed, and there's a wall in front, sometimes just hit it, and it's that ricochet. Like I was saying about cross, if you're a wide player, just whip it in there because it could bounce off someone's knee and go in.
Again, so final 30 seconds here of regulation, then we'll get and set our target score. One more than the leading team has. That'll be the number for each team to get to goal-wise. And the leading team will always need to just get one more. And it looks like the number for West Ham to be victorious will be 3.
Well, they're just trying to run the clock down now, Far East. They don't want to concede another one. They want to keep it what it is and give themselves a little bit of a cushion.
So we've got 1 minute of added time noted up top left of your screen. And that's an opportunity here for Far East maybe to stretch the lead out. saving the edge for Elliott Ward.
It's all right. Line. Right the ball. Be careful. Yes. Really touch.
Cunliffe trying to head it down. Numbers here for Far East United. And an opportunity for another off the bar. Ferdinand heads it out.
But they look so dangerous when they go forward. Very explosive, good movement, creates the space very well. It's a delicate little chip that he's trying to do, but this time it's the goalkeeper's favourite, the crossbar. Helps him out. A clever little play.
Jesus Pacheco playing for the Empire Strikers in the indoor game, Northern California. Not able to get there. Another one off the bar on the side.
As much as I said the Far East didn't want to concede a goal, they've had good opportunities to have a couple of goals. And West Ham won't want to concede one because they've still got a chance. If you think it goes to 4, I think it's run out. They've just done enough. They've given themselves a little bit of a lifeline, West Ham. Have they got the energy? And have they got the system to make it work?
Matt Holland going to be pleased with what his side has done thus far. They're in position to win with just one more goal. Target score time on deck here with Far East in front. Getting set here for target score time. A look at the target score time coin toss brought to you by soccer.com. And David Martin out there with Safi Salih from Far East. Getting set on which end they're going to defend, who's going to have possession to begin here. Again, the target score at the end of regulation, ensuring every game ends on a goal. Leading team has 1 goal added to its score, so at 3-1 here for Far East. The target score is 4. First team to 4 goals wins. And if we don't get to 4 here in 5 minutes, we'll take a player off each side, play 6 aside. 5 more minutes elapse. Nobody hits the target. We go down to 5 aside, and so on till we get a winner. So work cut out here for West Ham United, and for Far East, just one more tally will end it for this group of players with ties to Southeast Asia and doing that part of the globe proud with what they've done so far.
Yeah, I think it took them 5-6 minutes to get adjusted to the game and how it was, and I think you spoke about when you watched them train, just really getting to know each other. But once they did that, Marvin Harewood and West Ham players found it difficult. They started to grow into the game. They was playing to their rhythm when they slowed down when they needed to, and then obviously when they went forward on that counter-attacking, they went with explosive players. A little give and go, third man running was great, and that's where they got the goals from.
See the tail end of the bottom of their jerseys from Pacheco and others. Beast of the East, and Far East looking like it here at the outset, but can they finish it off? Let's see. So one more for Far East will end it. West Ham needs a trio of goals here to take the victory, and they need all 3 in succession.
And I think for West Ham, it's to get a goal as soon as you can, while you've got everybody on the field. Get a goal and put that little bit of seed of doubt in their mind. I think for the Far East, it's just be patient. Wait for that right opportunity when they can give, go, pass and move. Now he's got acres of space. If he keeps on this right-hand side, which he should have done, there's that pressure. If you know it's coming, the pressure, pass the ball quicker. No one's as quick as the ball. So if you can, you know it's coming from midfield. You know you're going to get closed down. So pass it out wide. Know where the space is. There's not a lot of space on this field, obviously. So you've got to be aware of where that space is and where you can exploit a little bit of an overload on the side.
Be interesting too here for West Ham in this first 5-minute stretch when you're still playing 7 aside. Are you really trying to press here to get goals, knowing that if it stays tight and you take players off, you get a team of a lot of 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, as opposed to 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds on the other end.
And I suppose from that point of view, that's where you've got to have the substitutes ready. You know, that's preparation. You maybe keep the younger ones on there so you can sub out, and if one goes off, then you come in with some fresh legs. What you don't want it to be is end up being like a basketball game, because the younger, fitter players will end up picking you off and get into good positions and score the game and end it.
And patience here displayed from Far East. Rodriguez content to direct some traffic. Come near side for Cunliffe. Nice lead ball.
But also, because it's their first game, you don't want to go into too much of an extra time for the Far East. I know they're younger, but you've got a game coming up pretty quick later on, and then you've got another game to, and they'll be looking to get far in this competition as well.
Strike from distance, handled by Martin.
He never really had it under control when he come inside. Martin, good positions, just straight down his throat.
Again, has to possess out via throws.
You can see Wood there trying to say to Ward, push up, but he hasn't got the energy to do it. He's been running out there for 40 minutes, and you know that's the difference. You know, Ward, the midfield player, when he picked up the ball, was saying, "Look, push on, so I can pass you the ball." The experienced player Ward was like, "I ain't running forward because I know might have to run back."
Forson, Woods each with a touch. Two of the younger players here. There's Ward, played from West Ham 2003 through 2006. Nearly 20 years ago. His prime with the club.
Jarvis is on if he can get it wide.
Forson, he'll take a crack off the bar.
That's a good effort, and that's the only problem, because it's a good shot, but it's a good, nice height for the keeper. You know, that's where you've got to go lower. Good energy, just shifts it across. Can he keep it low? Because he keeps it high, it's a nice height for the goalkeeper.
And let's credit Rodriguez with the save there. I initially thought that ricocheted as it was parried out off the bar, but a nice stop for the netminder from Far East. Looking to get a turn.
Watch the sets.
Good possession, West Ham at the moment, keeping the ball moving. Academy style play, move, pass.
And some Academy players out there in Forsum and company trying to get that turn deep in the box. Leads to the counter opportunity.
No slide. He's got the ball. Play on, Rev. Oh, now he's remembered.
No slide tackles. Ward went down.
Even I know that rule. But he had to do it, because if not, he's in that opportunity. So, but there's that human nature of defending. He's done it throughout his career. He's done it for 18 years, sliding on the ball. But now all of a sudden you're told 2 days before you're playing, you can't slide, and that's the offside decision for a defender. You're normally used to just letting them run offside. The flag will go up, but it doesn't, and that's another thing that players have to adjust to.
Going to see a lot of those,
yes.
I suspect, here throughout the weekend.
But it is that nature. You think, there's one-on-one, if he gets past me, he's going to score. So I've got to go to ground to win the ball. In a normal term, that would be a good tackle.
Protection, Alex.
Good step up. Woods and Forson. Again, they've been super active here so far in target score time. Trying to get Jarvis unlocked far side. And Far East settled in. Sweet touches there from Sally, but out corner coming up, West Ham. And now 5 minutes gone. So they'll remove a player from each side. We'll go 6v6.
There was a rush for the West Ham players to get out. 4 of them run over there. Take me off, coach. Take me off. It's the only time as a professional you don't mind being took off.
So a little more space here to work with. Trying to get to that target score of 4. One more for Far East. West Ham needs a trio.
Jarvis, just twice he's given the ball away. Again, that's that little bit of fatigue. This is where they're going to get caught out.
Sousa on a run.
Well done,
Deflected out by Ward.
Well done. You know, he knows he hasn't got the pace to get back if he goes past. So he just give himself enough space so he could have attention to the ball and try and block the ball as well, but not keep himself where he's going to get overrun. Good positional sense. He's breathing still, but he's he's finding it hard.
Centering ball. Forcing on the intercept. And that one knocked too deep.
They're saying it's a throw-in, but like you said, it doesn't matter. Like his reaction there, well, throw-in, we'll keep them in, they can't come out, but you can pass the ball out now.
Yeah, a lot of things to contemplate as you're plotting strategy, and once you get on the pitch, you're playing in TST. And these fields, compact, 65 yards by 45 yards. The goal's a little bit smaller, 6.5 feet, 18.5 feet wide. Through ball, Ward.
Oh, big man, just couldn't sort his feet out. That's what they're going to try and do. Go into Elwood, and he's going to roll it and just try and get someone involved. It's been brave as well, West Ham. They're only playing one defender.
Harewood turns, whistles it wide.
Got to hit the target. Got to hit the target, big man. He shifts it well. That's this little one where they're trying to give and go. Just Ward got to there. There's enough white shirts, you know, just enough congestion around there that he couldn't adjust his feet and ends up bouncing off the back of his heel. Marvin Harewood has been doing well in the job of just being posting up, holding up, and either turning and getting a shot, or like we just showed you, just bringing his teammate into the play.
43-year-old there with an opportunity.
Is he 43?
He is.
He looks the same. He looks exactly the same as he did about 15 years ago.
And was excited to get reunited with a bunch of guys from the mid-2000s of West Ham and some of their success days.
I bet they spent the first 2 hours just laughing and joking with each other. Do you remember this? Do you remember that? Do you remember this?
In fact,
when you get to our age, we can't remember that. So
I do believe Marlon and Carlton Cole came in and talked to Anton Ferdinand. He was taking too long in the media center. They were ready to go get down for trading. Far East, golden opportunity there from Malcolm to put the game away. West Ham with the deflection and sent to the other end.
Now, great credit to West Ham. They've sort of managed this period quite well, and they're trying to get it as close as they can. As I said, the Far East United players haven't really adjusted to that. You think, well, let's get this job done. Let's get it out of the way. We're quicker. Oh,
that one just slid by. Martin a bit frozen, but didn't miss by much off the left foot of Caceres.
He thinks it's in. Martin does as well. He just uses the defender as a shield, and he's just trying to whip it round him. Martin's just got caught the wrong angle. If that's on target, it sneaks into that corner and game over.
And another guy with terrific indoor pedigree, captain for the Tacoma Stars. Played for a bunch of teams around the MASL, top indoor league in the United States.
Well, here they go now. It's 4-on-2. Now, can they make it count? Can they pick the right pass out? Oh, good defending. Well done.
Noble flashing back to break it up.
There's that professionalism of running back, never giving up. Never giving up. You see him now on the top of the screen. Look at him getting back. The player's got 5 yards on him, but Noble does enough. Just a sense of danger and just gets a toe poke.
Centering ball, a little too long. Sent back centrally. Noble now. He'll run to the counter here for West Ham.
Can he cross it?
Trying to get the cross.
Oh, here we go.
Deflected in. There's one for West Ham. Kyle Reed tumbling down, but still gets a toe on it, and it's 3-2.
And look at the West Ham fans. They're loving it. They believe in the comebacks coming along. Here they go. Can he cross it? That was a question. Yes, he can. Does enough power. And a little tap in at the far post by Reed. Well done. As I said, the Far East players, you know, that little bit of uncertainty. They're playing against Premier League superstars. They're just not sure how to handle this little bit of pressure, and it's starting to show.
Now the other intrigue, each team losing a player.
It's fantastic.
Because we haven't gotten to the target score, so it's now 5 aside. 4 field players and one goalie for each team. Again, target score 4. Far East needs a goal. West Ham 2 more to steal this game.
Oh, look where the keeper is. Look, he's right up there. Here we go.
So now the keeper's way
Go on.
out. Rodriguez deep at the other end.
Oh. Now they're trying to do a quick one. Can he get back? He's trying to get back.
Again, TST, the soccer tournament. First time seeing how all these rules will come into effect.
Why did it take so long? It's fantastic.
Now, even more space for these players to ply their skills.
Here we go.
Centering ball, nobody home.
Well, this is where you need your subs. We've got a player laying down. Can someone get on for him? You need someone to get on.
And he's got to be able to get off. He is off the pitch.
Oh, I think he looks like he's pulled the muscle as well.
Yep.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but I've been there. I've been there when you're trying to cross the ball. Your mind thinks you can still do it when you're 25 and your body's saying, no, you can't.
That's Reed, who had the last goal, who's down at the opposite end of the field. He is off. We play on. 5 aside here. Noble. Pacheco.
He's one to watch, the players.
And again, Far East going to utilize some of those players with indoor pedigree right now and see if they know the angles here to play.
And
Short
it's
side.
that one-on-one situation, the indoor players, because they know they haven't got a lot of space, so they shift the ball really quickly. They manipulate the ball really well, give themselves a chance to have a shot. Like now, look, see how he's changed direction 4 or 5 times.
Leads to the shot attempt, gobbled up by Martin.
Well, we said we got a great advert for the game now as well, because you know the players are giving it, they're buying into it, they're really pushing themselves physically, mentally.
Hines looking for space, left-footed blast.
Oh, what a save!
Rodriguez down to cover.
Well done, Rodriguez. Is maybe not the most mobile in goal, but his agility was good to get down. He smothers that ball well.
Get a guy with futsal experience ready for that low shot. Noble. Hines. Looking for an angle.
Oh, just trying to use Carlton Cole as a... sorry, Noble as a deflection there. Hines, good manipulating of the ball, move the ball. This is where they're getting caught out a little bit, West Ham. Trying to push forward too often.
Counter. Centering ball. Space. Shot! Game! Far East will win it. Bienve Moreon coming on and getting the game ender.
Look at the celebrations. It's like they won the tournament, but that just shows you what it means to these players. The counter-attack, good composure, shifts it, and then right through the keeper's legs into the back net. That's the best shot that you can have as a striker. Keeper comes out, tries to square up. They're chasing, trying to get behind the ball, and again he just thumps that into the back of the net through the goalkeeper's legs. Cue the celebration. The whole bench runs onto the field to get involved. There's coaching staff as well. West Ham players will have to go and lick their wounds. Look what it means to the players. Always good to start off to a winning start.
Now the 37-year-old Moreon played for a number of teams in Philippines, originally from Spain, eventually spending time with the Philippine national team, and able to get the game winner for Far East United as they take their initial game here in Group D. And top 2 teams in each of the 4-team groups advance to the knockout rounds here this weekend. As we look at our ally save the game, boy, David Martin was ultra active in that.
It was great as well, and that's why he had to, you know, to get across through bodies. He reacts well, push it away. Anton Ferdinand does his bit, but great advert for the game. Far East United players will be a little sigh of relief because they made it a little bit harder than they needed to, but credit to the West Ham players to have that character and determination to push them all the way.
Beat West Ham United, man!
Again, a team carrying a flag to try to put Southeast Asia on the map, and the job done here in the initial game as Far East United takes down the Premier League side West Ham United and their team of legends and prospects. 4-2 the final. More group action coming up with some legendary members of the United States women's national team taking on Sayward FC in their first group game. Catch that action coming up a little bit later. For now, Far East 4, West Ham 2. For Warren Barton and our crew, Jason Knapp saying so long for now from North Carolina.